So if you love fluffy and steamy eggs, you came to the right place today, because we are making restaurant style steamed Korean eggs. It's called 계란찜. Oh, I wish we could eat this together. This is so good. Hi everyone, this is Helen and welcome to Modern Pepper. So if you are new to Modern Pepper offers Korean cooking lessons for authentic Korean dishes as well as Korean fusion dishes. So if you are new to this channel, please do consider subscribing. And because we're making it restaurant style today, we will be using 뚝배기. 뚝배기 is basically your earthenware. It's made of really strong clay, and this is a classic pot in Korean cuisine cooking. So if you don't have one, I highly suggest getting one. And if you go to any Korean supermarket, you will find a huge selection of so many different sizes. And today I'm using the extra large size, so this is the biggest it goes. And for those of you that don't live near a Korean supermarket, not to worry, because I will have online links in the description box below for you to purchase this and have them conveniently shipped to your house. And using any of my links that I list in my description box and also on my website means that you are financially supporting my channel, and I just want to say thank you. And because we're using 뚝배기, we're all calling it 뚝배기 계란찜. So 계란 means egg and 찜 means steamed. So it's 뚝배기 계란찜. A little bit of a tongue twister, but that's okay. The most important thing, in my opinion, in making really yummy 계란찜 is the broth that you'll be using to make the steamy, fluffy, and just melt in your mouth delicious eggs. So to make our delicious broth, you need some dried anchovies. I usually get a bag of these and put them in a Ziploc bag and store these in the freezer because you're not going to use all of these at once, obviously. These are called in Korean dashi meruchi, and it's basically dried anchovies that are specifically used for making broth. So there's also smaller ones that are for side dishes, and you pan fry it with some sweetener and soy sauce and peppers and onions and garlic, and those are really good too. The big ones are for making anchovy broth, and I highly recommend that your dried anchovies are at least 1.5 inches to 2 inches long. We need 2 of these. And then the other critical ingredient that you need, in my opinion, to make any anchovy broth to another level of uber deliciousness is 멸치 다시다. This is basically anchovy broth bouillon powder. It is a staple ingredient in many Korean households. So if you cook Korean food a lot and you really want to enhance the flavor of soups and stews and other dishes, get a bag of these. And you know, my tip is using this uber fancy. You see how fancy this is? This is your binder clip. I know, I'm so fancy, I can't help it. So I use my binder clip to clip it together. This is a tea sack or tea filter. We're gonna use one of these to put our anchovy and our peppercorn in here. Sometimes anchovies, when you cook it in the broth, the skin comes off. And you know, it's fine to eat the skin. It's actually great to just snack on these too. Like you could dip this in GoChuJang and just eat it like that. I've seen my grandparents enjoying, you know, a few shots of soju with dried anchovies dipped in GoChuJang together. So simple, but it's really yummy and it's full of calcium. We're gonna take about 4 to 6 peppercorns and put it in our sleeve here. And then take our knife, lay it flat, make a fist, and strike it down. There we go, and we're just kind of breaking up the peppercorns. So what you want to do is take the center cavity and just open it like so. And get rid of the dried intestine. You always want to keep the head on. The head has so much flavor. So a lot of people take off the head and also going to take off the bone. And the head and the bone has so much flavor. Those are the last 2 things you want to take off. And then we're gonna take our anchovies, put it in here. Then we have our garlic. Cut the root end off. Take your knife, place it flat, and then make a fist and strike it down. And look at that. It's just gonna open right out. So easy. And then we have our scallion, just the white part only. And we have 2 tablespoons of mirin. And we need a slice of Korean radish called bu, and half a teaspoon of meruchi dashita. We're gonna put it on our plate here. Add 2 cups of water. And another half a cup of water. Put a lid on it and wait for it to boil. All right, the water's boiling. I'm gonna start adding our ingredients. And we're gonna save the meruchi dashita for later. Put the cover on it and your heat remains at high, and we're gonna come back in 5 minutes. All right, it's been 5 minutes since our broth has been boiling on super high heat. And we're just gonna remove all the ingredients. That's what my grandmother used to say, like, why are you throwing away your blessings? Make sure you strain everything to the last drop. Bless her heart. Learned so much from her. Love her, miss her. Anywho, okay, now we're gonna turn down the heat to low. And we're gonna add our meruchi dashita. So first, let's taste it without the salt. Oh, the broth is so good. The broth tastes so clean. And folks, it does not taste like fish. Makes your broth taste like the sea. Fresh, salty seawater taste. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain, but that's what it is. And if it tastes fishy, then you've overcooked your anchovies. Anchovy broth is always meant to be very, very subtle and mild. Okay, now I'm gonna season it and make my anchovy broth a bit on the saltier side so that it seasons my eggs. So I'm gonna add 2 big generous pinches of salt. Now taste it again. Now it's really nice and salty. So make sure to salt it so that it's a bit salty, that if you were to have it alone as a broth, it's a bit on the salty side. Okay, now onto our eggs. So I know you're asking, so what's the ratio with the amount of anchovy broth that we're gonna add versus the eggs? So we added 2.5 cups of water to make our anchovy broth. And the half cup of water we added was reserved for evaporation, because when you cook your broth in super high heat for 5 minutes, especially in the 뚝배기 pot where it gets boiling hot, your liquid will reduce. By the time we finish making the anchovy broth, it will yield you about 2 cups of broth. And then for me, what I like to do is equal parts. So I would add 2 cups of eggs. Okay, so use a measuring cup because each egg is totally different in its volume. But if you want your steamed eggs to come out a little bit more dense and a little bit on the sort of a thicker side, then I would do 3 cups of eggs with 2 cups of anchovy broth. Okay, so now we're gonna get cracking on these eggs. These eggs are gonna get cracked. Oh my God, I'm so not funny. I'm sorry. All right, so here we go. First egg. So this is my 10th egg, and it's yielding me 2 cups exactly, okay? So depending on the egg size that you're using, it just will vary. Next thing to do is pour this into a big mixing bowl. Take a big whisk and just whisk. I will whisk it for at least like a good 30 seconds. Just add slowly to our broth. There we go. And then I want you to whisk it. As you can see, the eggs are curdling real fast. So take your whisk and just whisk around it like this for like good 5 to 10 seconds. Like that. Take a bowl that fits on top like that to create a dome, and then we'll be back in 3 minutes and the heat remains at high. It's ready. You could smell a little bit of the egg burning, and that's okay. And that's part of having it this restaurant style way, and you should see steam coming out from the side. That's also another sign it's ready. Here we go. Ooh la la. Ooh la 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 la. I'm just gonna garnish with some scallions. Sprinkle some sesame seeds. So it's ready. Our 계란찜's ready. Now it's time to eat. You know, 계란찜 is one of those dishes where it's super simple, and it's actually something that you will not find at a Korean restaurant menu. It's usually not on there, but usually 계란찜 at Korean restaurants is given to customers that order big meals, and it's one of those on the house side dishes. And in Korean, we call them 서비스, which is an English word for service. but in Korean we phonetically pronounce it as sabisu. So another thing about toppings when it comes to 계란찜 is some people like to add some sesame oil, some people like to add some soy sauce, and then some people like to make it a little spicy and sprinkle some gochugaru, which is Korean red pepper flakes. So those are options that you could add. For me, I like to add just, slices of sweet bell peppers just to add some color. And then for me, I personally love the taste of that fresh, crunchy, sweet bell pepper taste when I have 계란찜. So while I switch my camera setup, literally in 2 minutes, it kind of deflated a little bit, but it's still so piping hot, so good. So let's dig in. Just go in the middle. I just want to show you how fluffy. Look at that. It's just like jiggle wiggle. It's still steaming hot, and it's literally will melt in your mouth. Literally. I mean, this is just like you could inhale it and it's so good. Yeah, I know you love my sound effect, but that's how I eat. Make sure to blow on it. Let it breathe for like 10-15 seconds because it really is not cute when you have to spit this back out because your mouth is like being scorched to death. It's so juicy. And the anchovy broth is making the eggs sort of like taste so velvety, and yet it has so much flavor. Oh, this is so yummy. The way I like to have this is I take a big spoonful, put it at the side of my rice bowl. Yes, you must have Korean rice when you have 계란찜. And you know what? Not all Asian rice are same. So it has to be Korean rice. I'm having brown Korean rice and white Korean rice. You mix the steamed eggs with rice so then it becomes egg bibimbap. Oh my God, that's a big spoonful. Oh, so yum. So yum. Now, if you have this with rice and kimchi, I mean, what else can you ask for in life? So simple, but it really feels so satisfying. Oh, this is so yummy. Now, I have my other favorite way. Take a piece of roasted seaweed, kim in Korean, and then just mix it here with the egg and the rice. And this time I'm going to put some green scallions, mix it all up. Oh, of course, let's add some kimchi too. I love kimchi. It just makes me feel so happy inside. And then the edge has this like burned mark on the egg. This burnt mark on the side of the egg, it also adds a different dimension of flavor. It's really delicious. It adds that smoky flavor to it. Make sure to subscribe because I'm going to do another version of steamed Korean eggs where you will not have any browned marks on the egg and it will be just purely steamed and very, very silky. And they're both equally good in my opinion. I'm telling you that anchovy broth is it's the bomb. It's the bomb. You gotta make it. And you could make extras and freeze them and use it for next time when you make stews and stuff and noodle soups. In here, I have 계란찜 that I made last night. And 계란찜 that's been sitting in the refrigerator overnight. It's cold, it has the texture of tofu. On those hot summer days, I would eat this with rice. It's so good. I mean, it's like velvety. It has the same texture as tofu, but it just is so yummy. Oh, it's so good. And now I know some of you are asking, how about Helen, when it's supposed to bubble over like this and stuff? You can. Fill the rim of your pot, of your 뚝배기, about anywhere between like 85% to 90% so that there's really this much space, like less than half an inch of space left on the rim, so that when the eggs rise with the steam, it will bubble over and then it creates that sort of dome effect. The only thing is when it's bubbling over, the egg liquid kind of will spill over and cascade over to the side of your 뚝배기, and then it kind of gets all over your stove. So that's the reason why I don't like to do it, because I just don't like to make more messes for myself to clean up, but there's no difference in taste. Oh, this is so good. I can't stop eating it. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I would greatly appreciate it if you would click on that thumbs up icon if you enjoyed it, because when you click on that thumbs up icon, it really does wonders, like wonders for my channel. So I would greatly appreciate it if you would click on that. And for those of you that are new to my channel, you, click on that subscribe button, because I would love to cook with you again. And if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video recipe, make sure to click on that bell icon. Now, if you are a fan of Korean egg side dishes, you must check out my 계란말이 video, which is basically eggs rolled up with vegetables and toasted seaweed with this brown imitation crab meat. Yes, it's an imitation, but it's so good. So follow me now so we can make 계란말이 together. So come.